Hey guys, what is up? It's me, the Gaming Powerhouse, and we are here with a different kind of video. This is on my computer. Actually, we were playing Car Mechanic Simulator 2018, and as you can see, I have 5 different Mercedes in my garage today, and that is because we are going to be showcasing in 5 parts every new Mercedes they added to the game. So I'm going to start. I'm just going to go in the order I have here, which is pretty basic. I'm going to end with the 500E over here, because I haven't done that one yet. The other 4 I have already done one of. So with the 500E, we have the Pagoda right here. We have the 560 SEC, the SLS, of course, and the 300 SL Gullwing. So today's video will be with the 560 SEC. We'll do a full build. I might speed some parts up depending on the time. And we will have 5 different videos with each car, ending with the 500. So today we will get into the 560 SEC. It has a V8 OHC M117. They added a bunch of new engines with this update. And so luckily enough for us, the only thing wrong with this car is the parts. So the body condition and all that is fine. I will be leaving the interior stock, because, well, except the 500E I will be changing because that's my custom car, but the rest of these I will just be selling because I already have them in my garage. Alright, let's get started by doing the wheels. I'll keep these stock as well. I might change the actual tire compound though. I always like to take the tires off first and then make the new ones and put them in my warehouse, so I don't have to keep track of them and have them in my inventory blocking things up. It's not gonna let me do that. Okay, there we go. Gotta get a little closer sometimes. Alright, let's snag this last one off. So yeah, this is a new game for my channel for sure. I figured I might as well try since I have the microphone for my PC now. So we're looking at 2 15, 65 15s. I'm gonna make them 16s, and I'm also gonna change the tire compound. I'm gonna put some sport tires on here. 215, 65, 16, we're going to go the rim size up by 1. Hopefully the profile doesn't go into the tire wall, or whatever, what's it called? The wheel well, that's what it's called. And then, what kind of rims were those? Those were gonna 560 SEC rims. Duh, I should have figured that much out. There it is, so we get 4 of those in 16. We'll start putting these on there. And for anyone wondering why it seems like I can do stuff very fast, I actually switched my key bindings for this game. So I have enter as spacebar now, so I can just do that with my thumb. I have escape as shift, so I can do that with my pinky. And then I have the shop as F, and my inventory as R. So basically, WASD is still moving, and then I can access everything else with that left hand without having to move it too much. Which means I can keep my right hand on the mouse, which is very useful. Also lets you do menus like that much faster to get into some of these calls or all this. It's kind of like a habit of mine. I was going for the achievement, the picky worker, I think it was, and so now I just do that in habit. Because for the picky worker you have to decline 1,000 jobs, so I was doing that all the time. Alrighty. So we have 2 more rims. Let me just make sure these fit real nice while that's going on. Oh, come on, there we go. Let's see what these look like in the wells. Hopefully it's good. Hopefully the 16-inch rims haven't messed any of the dimensions up too bad. Let's see. Yeah, that looks good. A little big, but they fit. And sometimes they were pretty small anyways, so this just kind of makes it fill the gap a little bit more. I'll take these off really quick. There we go. Grab that, put the new one on. Now we have to wait for that one. This is the longest. This feels like forever when you have to wait for the last tire since you're not waiting for anything here. But yeah, hopefully these videos I'll be able to do more of. I'm planning on doing all of these, and I might even go through every other DLC car in the game at some point. But for the time being, I'll put my tires in here. I will come back to those later. I have a specific order of how I put together a car. I did have another order, but I realized how slow it was, so I changed it up a little bit to make it more convenient for myself. I may also try speedrunning the campaign of this game, and yes, there is a campaign in Car Mechanic Simulator, surprisingly enough. There's jobs, the jobs I've been canceling the phone calls of, there's ones that you can do that are like the story mode jobs, the story missions. So I might do that at some point. I don't know if I will though. Could be something fun to do. I'm currently, I don't know if you guys know, probably do, but the coronavirus whole deal is going on right now, and I am currently stuck in my house, so I have nothing better to do than play video games and make videos. So I've been doing that. I've been streaming a little bit on Twitch, twitch.tv/swagmasterjx, no caps or anything like that, obviously. I'm on occasionally. I'll play GTA 5 on that usually. Sometimes I'll play this game though. But yeah, so we are working on the suspension right now. If you have no idea what I'm doing, that's completely understandable. I'm just taking parts off because I'll be replacing everything in this car. For the jobs you get from your clients, you don't always have to do that, but since this is a car I'll be selling, I will be fully restocking and rebuilding it. And since I have a lot of money, as you probably noticed in the top right corner, I'm not really worried about running out. So yeah. Alright. Take the gearbox off. I'll leave everything else in the engine on though, so we can put that on the crane right over there in the bottom of the screen. We can move to the back, get the fuel pump out of the fuel tank, take the fuel tank out. This going. Shock off. The rear wheel hub. That guy. The rubber bushing. There's so many bushings. So there's some cars that even have like up to 20 of them, and it's just really hard to keep track of where they all go. Luckily, most of the time they're built in and stuff, so that's nice. This is the longer process, of course, and it is kind of a boring process, but it's fun to see it go together. The engine's more fun, in my opinion, to rebuild, but that might just be a personal thing. I like the engine because you can put all the performance parts on there, which I will be doing. This is going to be a fully built Mercedes 560 SEC, I believe that's what it was called. But they actually have performance parts for the new engine, which is surprising because most of the time when they add an engine, they don't have performance parts right away. So it was nice to see that they added those. I might also have to check my warehouse because I have separate warehouses for the parts with the extra attributes that you get from crates when you do jobs, and I might have a part for this car, but I might save that for my actual one because this is one I'm just going to end up selling anyways. So we will see when the time comes. We are getting close to having to repair everything, and then in a second you'll see why I like having spacebar as the key to do things. I actually did it for this exact reason you're about to see. Basically, when you're in the repair bench right over here, you can either click on it, like so, or you can click the enter, but my enter is space, so I take 2 fingers and I spam the space bar. You'll probably hear it on the microphone. But this expedites the repairing process by a very, very large margin, which is nice. So I don't have to do that as often. So I'm going to buy some performance parts here. I know for a fact that there's a fuel pump I can get from the Power Boost website. So we'll buy that. I also have shift, that's why I'm backing out so quickly. I have shift as back, so I hit space to buy it and then shift right away to back out. I'm sort by name so I don't lose track of what I have. So we have to get 2 exhaust pipe OHVs, a resonator, middle exhaust and rear muffler at 117. We go to exhaust. We have the resonator here. We have the 2 OHVs there. We have the middle exhaust pipe there. And we have, where's the rear one? I know it's here somewhere. There it is, the rear muffler. Let's make sure we got all that. Yep, 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 and yep, beautiful. And then last but not least, we will buy the custom gearbox. They made this DLC fairly recently, but it basically allows you to tune the gears. I don't usually do it, but just so I have the ability to, and so it's like quote-unquote fully upgraded. So now I will go over here, and I will put the parts I already know ahead of time I won't be putting back on right away, which is the ones that connect to the engine, which is the gearbox, the drive shaft, the starter, and the 2 exhaust things I already put away. I will go back in. I forgot to grab the wheels, and then I will replace all of the bad parts. So first of all, I need to get the front shocks worked out. So I will go over to the general store, not the general, you know what I mean, the up parts, new and shiny, all that stuff. I will buy some front springs, some front caps, and some front shocks, and I will put those together. Come on, there we go. Sell the old ones, check the phone calls. Not that I need to do that, just force a habit. That SLS is pretty nice. I think it was a 4-star. It's like the same situation where the body and stuff is great, but everything else is needing work. So now we have that. So now we're going to need a cylinder, 2 discs, 2 ventilated, and 4 pads. I will buy those now. It also makes buying stuff much faster because you don't have to go over and click it with your mouse. You can just hit the spacebar, which is another reason I did it. It expedites a lot of the processes. So we need a sway bar and a fuel tank. I will get the fuel tank first. And I know the general location is right about there, I think. Maybe a little higher. Yeah, a little higher. You got close though. Better than scrolling the whole way. And then we need the sway bar. I think it was the standard one and not sway B. Yep, it was. We need two inner and outer tie rods, like so. There it is. 2 rear shock A's, 2 caps, and 2 springs. There's those. Rear sway B, and okay, you got to count here. Every row is 6, so it's 6, 12. 13, 14, 16 normal ones, and that would mean 8 small ones. And we need rear B as well. We need 16 of these. There's a lot of these bushings in the car, and that's true to real life as well. Gotta make sure all the barriers between 2 metal is soft so it doesn't break. So there's the standard rubber bushings, and the small ones I will sell the backups as well. We need 2 spring caps, both of those broke in the fixing process. 2 caps, 2 sway bar front end link A's, 2 rear end links, 4 of these and 2 of those. Okay, so I need 2 of these, 2 of these, 2 of these, 4 of these, and 2 of those. Okay. Da-da, da-da. Da 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 ba 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 ja pow. There we go. Alright, so now we will install most of the stuff back, except the stuff I put back into the warehouse, the storage unit, whatever you want to call it. It really doesn't matter where all the parts go. I'll put that, go back over here, install the knuckle, the outer tie rod. And for that part, it's a multiple selection menu, but again, you can select stuff by entering, which for me is spacebar. So it just expedites the process there. Put the hub on, you gotta put the sway end link on. There's that, nothing's over there. Alright. Brake disc, hub bearing, brake pads, hub cap, brake caliper with its little cylinder, and the tire. So there's 1/4 ish of the suspension done. Let me get these 2 rubber bushings like so. I will hit that to go to hit that. Zoom out. Inner tie rod, knuckle, outer tie rod, lower suspension arm, front shock A, which also has that. I always wonder what the other hole on the side is for. Kind of funny how they have that, but it's not used for anything. Knuckle cover, the hub, brake disc ventilated, bearing, pads, cap, caliper with cylinder, and the wheel. So yeah, we're making good progress here. We're only at about, well, we've only been working on the car for about 10 minutes because I talked a while getting there. But we are making good progress. Usually, I used to do this part at the very end of the build. But I like to do it at the beginning, so once I get the engine done, it's just done. I don't have to worry about it anymore. Also, since I have it in my inventory, I might as well and not have to. I used to put it back in the warehouse and have to get all of it back out, which required a lot of right clicking, which I didn't like. So instead of doing that, I do it this old way. I mean, new way. Old way was not very fun. Alright, install those. Put this on there. Arm A. Spring cap, brand new in the plot. Springs and spring. Oh, that was the. Oh, that's a spring cap. But that's also. Oh, it's a shock absorber cap. My bad. Not quite the same thing. Though there's virtually no difference in any of the names of any of this stuff. They're so similar. Bushing there. Rear shock A there. Rear wheel hub. Brake disc. Bearing cap. Drive axle. There it is. Tire and the rim. The rim looks pretty good. I don't like these rims. I think my personal one has the SLS rims because I thought they looked more sporty, which they do. But I'll keep it nice and stock for this build. Alright, there's that. Just a small bush there. We'll go top really quick while that's loading in. This one going. Spring cap. Rear spring. Rear shock absorber cap. Sway bar end link. Shock absorber A. Slide on over to here. We'll get the arm B. Standard arm. Put the bushing inside there. Then we'll get the hub going. Alright, we are making good progress. So yeah, if anyone watching likes this video, this kind of video, I can definitely make more. I plan on making more. I'll probably make like a whole series about Car Mechanic Sim. Let's make sure that's everything. I think it is. So we will lower that down. We're gonna bring the car lifter. I really hope I didn't. Okay, good. I was hoping I hadn't reinstalled something that attached to the engine in some way, because that makes it all so much harder. Oh, you know what I did forget to do? I have to change the plates out. I have a tradition of putting California plates on all of my cars, but since this isn't a custom car, we're just going to get some blank ones. So there we go. Let's see what it gives us. Does it put numbers on blank ones? I can't remember. It does. Okay, cool. That's fun. So they're like standard California plates that aren't custom, because this car is being sold. Not that it affects the selling value, but I just tend to prefer to have standard plates on cars I sell and custom plates on cars I keep. Alright, so we'll get this stuff out of the way before we rebuild the engine really quick. This is just the brake servo, ABS pump, battery, and radiator. We will go over to the table and hopefully fix everything, no problems. Nice. And then charge the battery. While we do so, manage some calls, just go to OCD, make sure everything is good, grab that. Very nice. As you can tell, I try to stay very efficient with working on this stuff. That way I spend as little time as possible and get as much done in one video, because I don't want to go over a certain amount of time, otherwise it just becomes boring. So that will stay open for the time being, and we will start rebuilding this new engine. This is the V8 M117. It's pretty cool. There are some cool performance parts for it. Not for everything, unfortunately, but for a good chunk of the stuff. Instead of having a carburetor, it has an airflow sensor, which I thought was pretty cool. Got those. Get these little clips. Let's see if I can get this one. There it is. Distribution cap, distribution rotor, distributor, intake manifold. Get this radiator fan off. And a lot of the stuff is actually from standard V8 OHV, which is really nice. That keeps it pretty easy to remember what goes on and what comes off. Pulley, and this has the V8 powered steering pump, standard alternator. It does have a different timing cover because the timing in this car is actually pretty cool looking. If you see under here, you'll see in a second. It actually has two separate timing chains. One that goes over the main crank, which is actually just a camshaft like piece. It's not a whole camshaft. But then the hard part, there's sprockets. There's 5 of these guys holding the big chain that connects to the main stuff. And then to actually get access to that, you have to open the cylinder heads, like so. And then once you have both of them open, you can take the big chain off. I believe, if I'm not mistaken. And, yep, there it goes. And there's actually 3 cam gears, I believe. I think this might be the one that has to be. It's this or a different one, but one of the Mercedes has 3 cam gears, which is pretty cool. Unfortunately for time, this has camshaft bearings, which just take forever to take off. But I understand why they're there. They keep it in place pretty well. Alright, those come off. The camshaft finally comes off. We get our spark plugs. So, we get our exhaust manifold, which is also standard V8 OHV. Makes buying parts much easier. Cylinder head. And now to the other side. The same process. So yeah, I'm hoping that this video, if not for entertainment, for information, so y'all know how to rebuild this types of cars in the Car Mechanic Sim 2018. This is the newest DLC that the game has released, which I like it. It's actually really cool to be able to rebuild some of these cool Mercedes and add a new engines, so that's always fun. It'll give some modders new stuff to work with. I don't do mods as much. I used to a lot, but then my entire game file is corrupted and I lost all my cars that I had in my garage. So I've been working on the standard cars. I'm close to getting all of them. I think I only have about 10 or 15 left to build. But we are making progress there. I will at some point do a garage showcase, maybe in one of these episodes, who knows. But for the time being, I'll just be rebuilding these Mercedes here. Getting close with this one. We just gotta put all the parts back into the engine, put the engine in the car, fill it with oil, and then add the gearbox and all the running gear. And then once that's all done, we will be done with the build. I might do a test ride depending on our time. I'd like to try to keep this under 30 minutes, if at all possible. I think that will be doable based on the time we have now. These are always hard to quite aim up. But yeah, so we'll have to, I'll do a test drive hopefully either way. Just depends on the time we're given. I'll repair as much of this as I can. You probably hear that. I guarantee you hear that actually. I'm not even gonna check, I know it's there. Alright, so I'm gonna buy anything that has M117 attached to it. So I'll go in the search bar here. M117. So we got camshafts, we need 2 of those, 2 cylinder heads, we already got the resonators, we have wires, we have round air filter. So now if we go to all, we need a standard alternator, we already got the camshaft, no carburetor, we need clutch plate and clutch pressure plate, we got the cylinder head, we need standard OHV manifolds, we need a flywheel, we need a fuel filter, already got a fuel pump. We need no coil, but we need a distributor, a cap, and a rotor. We already got the wires. I don't believe this car has a custom intake, unfortunately. Yeah, I'm not seeing it in here. So no intake. We can get pistons though. We need 8 of those bad boys. We need power steering pump. We will need spark plugs. We already got the round air filter, so it's not that round. No throttle, no turbo. We'll go over here and prep for what other parts we will need. We will go through, sell all the ones we got performance versions for. Cylinder heads, exhaust manifolds, flywheel, fuel filter, distributor. That's the camshaft. It's not even an actual full camshaft, just a little piece of one. Wires. Yeah, see, no, none of those things are on the custom parts. They are for some of the other cars, but not for this Mercedes. Power steering pump, round air filter, spark plugs. And that's it for performance. So now we gotta go through and buy everything we need still. We need 3 cam gears and 10 camshaft bearings. So we will get 3 cam gears. I gotta find the right. Is it OHV or did it have a special one? There it is. Gotta get 10 of these bad boys. So we will sell the old ones, out the old into the new. There's that. We need a clutch release bearing, which is actually in the gearbox section of the menus. So there's that. We need a crankshaft pulley V8 and an oil filter OHV. So we'll go to the crankshaft section, get one of these. Oil filter will be right around there. Buy that. So then we can sell this. Sell that. We need 8 piston rings. Alrighty. We need... oh, we got a rod cap broken. We need a rod cap and both serpentine belts. So let's get the rod cap. And then we need the OHV serpentine belts. One of them looks like that. The other one looks like that. There's the rod cap broke. There's the serpentine belts. And then we need both timing. We need the timing chain, the standard timing chain, 5 sprockets, and the pump pulley. So we got the custom timing chain right here, the standard timing chain right there. We need 5 of these sprockets, and then we need the pump pulley. Is that all of it? I think that was all of it. Let's check. That, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the pump pulley. Yep, there we go. Alright, let's rebuild this thing. We'll try to be quick here. The crankshaft put in there, oil filter up there. Get some of these in. Some rod caps installed. So yeah, we got some custom parts. I'll do a dyno test to see how much more power this thing makes now. Should be a decent chunk. I'm thinking at least above 50% more. Somewhere in that range. Hopefully. Can always hope for more power, right? I might not do a test drive depending on time because we're coming pretty close to half an hour here. And I don't want YouTube to be like, your video's too long. Because that would be unfortunate. So we're going to open this. Close it up. The oil pan. Put the running gear stuff on the back. Get the fuel filter while we're back here. Screw the pressure plate in. Put that clutch release bearing right on the end. We're going to rotate the engine back to standard view. Put that little guy in there. Work on the cylinder heads. There's that with power steering. Exhaust manifold. This is looking pretty good. Let's get these spark plugs. Camshaft, and then we got all these bearings to put in. But yeah, I might even do some GTA videos on YouTube. We'll just have to see how this recording pans out and how good the quality is. I'm using the Xbox Game Bar recording on my Windows computer, so hopefully it works pretty well. I'm going to get this installed before I put the intake manifold back in, so it's less stuff to look at. There's the clip. There's the other cylinder head. Get the exhaust manifold going. Get the alternator right there. Get some spark plugs. There's that. Camshaft. Cam gear. And 5 more bearing caps. They're actually not called caps, these are called just straight up bearings. There's bearing caps, and I guess there's also these standard bearings as well. I guess they're not caps because they go around the whole thing, so that kind of makes sense. Alright, we'll put the exhaust intake manifold in, put that back in. Airflow sensor. Get the mechanical fuel injector. We'll get our round air filter nice and red. Put that back on. Put the big timing chain on, which will allow us to put our cylinder heads, I mean the covers, I should say. There's progress. Alright, put the sprockets in. These act kind of like the idler rollers in most engines that have belts, but these are chains, so it has to have a little sprocket in there. Last cam gear, one more timing chain for good measure, the cover, and then all the stuff that goes on it, and that will be the engine built. So we got the pulley, the water pump. I guess this has chains and belts actually. Serpentine belt, water pump pulley, serpentine belt A, radiator fan, there it goes. Is that, oh, we got ignition wires, I forgot about those. And that, oh no, one more part, they keep pranking me. That should be everything, yes it is, alright. So let's plop that bad boy in there, we'll return our engine crane, we'll give this guy some oil. And we are over the 30-minute mark, so this is going to be a pretty long video, but hopefully you guys at least stick to the end or skip to the end, but either way you get to see what's happening. So we got almost done, we got to do the running gear, right, almost forgot. So we grab that from there, only 5 more parts to install, and then this Mercedes 560 SEC is finished. So we'll go up here, we'll install the OHV gearbox, nice and polished steel with some red accents, which is always fun. We got the V8 starter, we got our custom pipes to add a little bit more performance, and last but not least, the thing that connects everything to the wheels, the drive shaft. Perfect condition parts, and as you will see now when I lower this thing, it will be, let me get the calls really quick, our Mercedes is now at 100% in every category. We're going to go quick paint it. Move some of these cars over to make space for the painted car when we are done. Go like this, this, this. Raise it up. Alright, let's just do a pretty simple color here. I'm thinking maybe like a matte black, no livery. Yeah, see, look, that looks nice. That's a nice little look there. Do a dyno test on the new built engine really quick, courtesy with doors, just because I feel like it. Alright, let's see what this power gives us. It was at 389 at a stock power, so if it's 50% it'll be over 600. That would be pretty cool. Let's see what we make. 633, a 62.94% gain in power and a 60.88% gain in pound-feet of torque. That is a good gain. Alright, let's move it over here. And for the hell of it, let's do a quick little test run. It does look I like the matte black, it's a good look. So we're going to go drive this really quick and we'll end with the little test drive. Let's go to the abandoned airport, shall we? Alright, so this will be our last little segment. We'll probably end it at about 35 minutes. But, so yeah, this has been the rebuild of the Mercedes 560 SEC. It's a pretty cool little car. Pretty fun thing to build, and let's see if it's any fun to drive. It's actually pretty manageable. It's a little slidey if you turn too sharp, but otherwise it gets there. It could definitely use some shorter gears, which I might do at some point, but I'm selling this one, so probably not. But yeah, it's a cool car. I dig this Mercedes F8. This is one of the cars I would definitely not mind owning in real life either. So that has been the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I will be making 4 more of these, at least for the Mercedes, and then more to come eventually as well. So I hope you enjoyed, and as always, please comment, like, share, subscribe. Please subscribe, that'd be dope. And I will see you in the next one. Gotta go.